The surgery went perfectly. New kidney. Every vital sign came back clean. The man from Michigan went home thinking he'd just gotten a second chance at life. 5 weeks later, his hands started shaking. Then came the confusion. Then he couldn't swallow. 51 days after receiving a transplanted kidney, he was dead, and the thing that killed him had been hiding inside it the entire time. October 2024, rural Idaho. A man is out on his property near an old outbuilding, holding a kitten. A skunk comes out of nowhere. There's a scuffle. The skunk scratches his shin, draws a little blood, but he doesn't think he was bitten. Just a scratch. He cleans it up, moves on with his day, forgets about it, never tells a doctor. 5 weeks later, early December, the man starts acting strange. Confusion, trouble walking. He can't swallow right. Then hallucinations, stiff neck, then cardiac arrest. He never wakes up. Brain dead within 5 days. And here's the part that changes everything. Doctors can't figure out what killed him. But his organs look healthy, so they put him on the donor registry, and a phone call goes out to a hospital in Ohio. A man in Michigan gets the call he's been waiting for. A kidney. Available now. He's been on dialysis. Months, maybe years. Hooked up to a machine 3 times a week just to stay alive. This is the call that changes everything. He goes to a hospital in Ohio. The surgery is clean. His body accepts the new kidney without a fight. For 5 weeks, everything looks perfect. Good numbers. Good labs. He's thinking, this is my second life. So here's how this virus works. And honestly, it's one of the scariest things in all of biology. Rabies doesn't rush. It grabs onto a nerve ending and starts crawling, slowly, about 2 centimeters a day, heading straight for your brain. And your immune system can't see it, because the virus doesn't float through your blood like a normal infection. It hides inside nerve cells, rides them like a highway. Doesn't even kill the cells it uses, just hitches a ride, silent. And when it finally reaches the brain, that's when things get really ugly. The virus goes after your limbic system, the part that controls fear, aggression, basic survival instincts. Some patients become violent, lashing out at anyone who comes near. Others develop something doctors call hydrophobia. Their throat muscles lock up so hard at the sight of water that they physically cannot drink. Their brain won't let them. The one thing they need most to survive becomes the one thing their own body refuses to accept. But in this case, the virus didn't enter through a bite wound on someone's arm. It was already inside the kidney, woven into the nerve tissue wrapped around it. So when that kidney got stitched into a new body, new blood supply, new nerve connections, the virus had a fresh highway, a straight shot to the spine, and from the spine to the brain. It started climbing the second the surgeon closed him up. 5 weeks after the transplant, the Michigan man starts shaking, tremors in his hands, then weakness in his legs, then confusion. He can't control his bladder. His doctors throw everything at it. Blood work, scans. Is the kidney rejecting? No. Standard infection? Blood work's clean. Nobody thinks to check for rabies. Because who gets rabies from a kidney? 7 days. That's all it took once symptoms hit. 7 days from first tremor to death. And here's what makes rabies different from everything else in medicine. The survival rate isn't low. It's not 10%, not 5%. Once you show symptoms, it is essentially 0. There is no antiviral, no surgery, no last-ditch experimental treatment. By the time you feel it, you're already dead. You just haven't stopped breathing yet, and this wasn't even close to the first time. 2004, 1 single donor, 4 organ recipients, kidneys, liver, an arterial segment, all 4 of them, dead within 30 days. Same story, same invisible passenger. Rabies hiding inside the organs that were supposed to save them. Since 1978, there have been 4 of these clusters in the US alone. 13 recipients got infected organs. 7 died. The 6 who made it, someone figured it out fast enough. Barely. They finally tested the transplanted kidney tissue. CDC found rabies virus RNA buried in it. But here's the twist. The man in Idaho was scratched by a skunk, but the virus in the kidney wasn't a skunk variant. It was a bat variant. Silver-haired bat. Somewhere along the chain, a bat infected that skunk. The skunk scratched a man who was just holding a kitten, and that man's kidney ended up inside someone else. 370 people got flagged as potentially exposed. Donor's family, hospital workers, the recipient's contacts. 46 of them needed emergency rabies shots. But it gets worse. 3 people in California, Idaho, and New Mexico had already received corneas from the same donor, already implanted. Doctors had to go back in, remove the corneas from their eyes, and replace them. Then pump those patients full of anti-rabies treatment and pray they weren't too late. Here's the part that doesn't let you go. There is no standard rabies test for organ donors. It's not on the checklist. And blood tests can't catch it during incubation anyway, because the virus doesn't travel through your blood. It hides in your nerves, silent, invisible to every standard screening tool we have. By the time it shows up on any test, the donor is already brain dead, and the organs are already inside someone else. Around 40,000 Americans get organ transplants every year. Every single one of those organs came from a body that could be carrying something no test looks for. Not because doctors are careless, because some passengers ride the nerves, not the blood, and nerves don't show up on a checklist. That kidney worked perfectly, passed every screening. It saved a man's life for 51 days. Then it finished what a skunk started on a quiet night in Idaho.